After the funeral, Wobin stood still, staring at the car parked a short distance away. Sunjin came up beside him, immediately noticing how lost in thought he was. Curious, Sunjin asked if he was all right, his gaze drifting to the car to see what had captured Wobin's attention so completely. Snapping out of his daze, Wobin turned to him with a look that seemed torn between fear and disbelief. He hesitated for a moment before confessing that he was about to say something so absurd that Sunjin might think he had lost his mind completely. Sunjin, unfazed, reminded him that he already considered him half insane anyway and urged him to just say it. Drawing a step closer, Wobin lowered his voice and locked eyes with Sunjin, admitting that he thought he had just seen someone inside the car who bore an uncanny resemblance to Kim. Sunjin froze for a second, his expression flickering with surprise before he burst into laughter. He reminded Wobin that they had just buried Kim moments ago. Moving closer, Sunjin studied Wobin's face, half amused and half concerned, and remarked that he couldn't believe Wobin was so shaken over someone he hadn't even been particularly close to the point of hallucinating about her now. Wobin tried to explain exactly what he had seen, but Sunjin, hoping to calm his nerves, reassured him that he was certain the person in the car was actually Kim's uncle's wife, who had been paralyzed for years and had stayed in the car since the funeral began. Sunjin added that if Wobin really couldn't believe him, they could walk over together and greet her themselves. Without waiting for a response, Sunjin turned and began heading towards the car. Wobin lingered for a moment, still trying to silence the unease curling in his chest, before finally following him across the quiet cemetery grounds. Meanwhile, Minsu was making her way to the car when Yuna hurried up behind her and caught her just in time. Yuna stopped her with a hopeful expression, wanting to know if she would be attending the welcome party later that evening. Minsu paused and shook her head gently, explaining that she wouldn't be going but that Sunjin would be there in her place. She reminded Yuna that she had a baby at home and couldn't simply leave her unattended, no matter the occasion. A hint of disappointment crossed Yuna's face as she pointed out that Minsu had caretakers who could easily look after the baby for a few hours. She tried to persuade her, insisting that after such an emotionally draining day at a funeral, Minsu deserved a chance to unwind and let her mind rest. Minsu listened patiently and then teased her, asking if she was trying so hard to convince her just because she wanted someone to keep her company at the party. Yuna didn't deny it and admitted that she did. She cast an irritated glance at Dr. Anna, who was sitting quietly in the car, waiting for Wobin, and confessed that she was tired of watching the two of them together. Yuna muttered that she would rather spend the evening with Minsu than sit through the awkward sight of Dr. Anna and Wobin acting like a couple. Minsu only smiled and told her that she was imagining things, assuring her that Dr. Anna was a genuinely kind person and that there was no reason to believe anything romantic was happening between her and Wobin. She even encouraged Yuna to use the opportunity to get to know Dr. Anna better. Yuna, however, flatly refused the idea, insisting that her gut told her there was something more. She claimed that anyone could see how Dr. Anna behaved around Wobin, hovering as if they were already married. She added bitterly that while she knew people admired Dr. Anna, she had no intention of pretending to get along with her. Growing more desperate, Yuna grabbed Minsu's arm and begged her once more to come to the celebration, promising her it would be fun, and that she needed the distraction. But Minsu remained firm, politely refusing again. Yuna looked at her, still trying to find an angle that might change her mind, and asked if she wasn't at least curious to see her. Minsu, confused by the sudden change in tone, asked who she was talking about. Yuna's eyes widened slightly at Minsu's cluelessness and remarked that it seemed Sunjin hadn't mentioned it yet.